Hey guys, I'm Jay. I'm a transgender male, and this is my 10th week on T. Um, I'm going to talk about my transition, and then I'm going to talk about being out and proud. And I'll explain where I'm going with that. Anyway, um, the biggest thing right now, and I think it's been going on a while, but um, I've had a little row of hairs here, which has just gone crazy. I said my first video, I said something like, well, I was choosing to shave rather than tweeze. Well, now I couldn't really tweeze if I wanted to. I actually have to shave a couple times a week, although just like it's really like this and this. But you can't probably see any of this. I think, yeah, I've got a little bit of a mustache right here. It's kind of funny. Anyway. And I've got a little bit like kind of like sideburns, I guess, but still very little. But it's anyway, it's kind of like stubble, and I'm sorry, but I just don't like videos where you're cut off at the head. Anyway, my girlfriend really says something funny. She's a trans woman, and she looked at me and she said, "Jay, you're getting stubble." I'm getting stubble. So it was pretty funny. She has a really cool sense of humor. Anyway, and another change, it's sort of I'm going back to being sort of in a happy, really feeling of well-being and stuff like that. And I'm really happy to be back there. Because I was in a little place for a while where I was really angry and stuff like that, but it's just, I don't know, I think I've learned how to handle it, or I'm getting a handle on handling it anyway. Um, anyway, I'm going to talk about being out and proud. Now, I want to make it clear that by this I do not mean any kind of criticism of anybody who's not out and proud, or any kind of statement that stealth is wrong or whatever. Although I want to say that I hate the word stealth. I think it implies that you're being dishonest. And since you're really a guy, why would that be dishonest to not, oh, I'm transgender. But anyway, anyway, I just feel like I just want to make clear that I'm not making any statement on my brothers who want to be, um, stealth, or let's say have less disclosure. Um, there are many problems with being out. One of them is I don't know that I personally feel this way, but I think that gathered that other people feel that they want to sort of test their mettle against other guys. And you can't really do that if you're out, and just being a guy will put you with other guys, and sort of you stack up or something. I don't mean to make that really competitive sounding, although it may be a little bit. But a little bit of competition isn't a bad thing. Um, um, the process of coming out to people is tiresome. And I personally have already heard more comments about surgery than I think this is another area with like kind of being a zoo animal, and I've had a few more questions about surgery than I really want to ever hear in my life. And I've just come out, so in the last year or so. Anyway, um, and like coming out is kind of a strange thing because I've come out to most people I know, very many people I know, but not at work. Although I think I've told you kind of the unique circumstances there. And I have a fundamentalist sister. She may be the very last person on earth to know. Anyway, unless she happens to be watching. In that case, hi, Sally. Anyway, it would certainly make my life easier and try to tell her anyway. um, but why out for me? Well, for me, It does kind of follow a trajectory that my whole life has been kind of taking. In my 20s, I developed, or I found out anyway, that I had epilepsy. I became very out on that. And then in also later in my 20s, I found out I had Asperger's, and I became very out on that. And to sort of go, okay, well, I'm out on these two things and not on other things, just kind of doesn't make any sense for my own experience. Um, I'm also involved in a really supportive community. This just makes my life a lot easier. If I were in a little hick town and somewhere in the middle of the middle of my state instead of, or the north of my state instead of where I am, I think it would be a lot harder. But I'm in a very supportive community with a lot of people that are out. Um, when I was younger, I talked about how I was active in other movements, civil rights, women's movement, and so on. I think it just follows that I would be out in this one. Um, I think in some ways it kind of is that I'm meant to be out. The rest of my life has kind of told me that I'm kind of meant to be out. Um, you could call it a calling, I suppose, although it sounds kind of, I don't know, it sounds a little religiosity or something, but not that I mean it that way, but it's just, there might be a spiritual dimension to it, though. I don't rule out that. I also think that if people meet transgender people, they will decide that, well, I don't know, I'm kind of strange. But they may decide that we're not as totally like somebody that you couldn't talk to or something like that. And that we're like other people are, and so on. So I think that that's happened with gays and lesbians, that people know them and know other people who are gay and lesbian, and so many people do know people that are gay and lesbian that there's not the stigma that there used to be to it. And I think this could happen with gays and transgender, although realistically it may take a long time. But I could be part of that process. Um, anyway, well, I actually was thinking that this was maybe going to be really long, but I probably would have more to say on it. But I think what I'm going to do is end it right here, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.